First of all, meh. Very simple. It's a word emoji that you can use for anything. You can just put meh in front of any word or in front of a different emoji. A different emoji entirely. Meh is very important. You can call me Milost, Michop, Mittencraft, anything that you would like. Meh is a one-of-a-kind prefix, and I love it very much. Next of all, ganba. You can put this in front of a kuma to say ganbakuma, or you can just say ganba on its own. Anything you like. Anything you like at all. Miflat, actually, in chat, it does line up really well with all caps wording, doesn't it? So if you want to wish me luck, and you want to power me up, ganba is available to you. Otsu. Otsu. You can also pair this with a kuma. You can compare this with anything you like. Otsu. Lovely word. Those of you who aren't familiar, it means that you've a job well done. Congratulations on finishing the job. Otsu. Congratulations. Well, omedetou would be congratulations, but otsu, we all know what otsu means. Lorax. If ever you feel like I'm going a little too far, or if ever I feel like you're going a little too far, we have a safe word here. It's called Lorax, because it fills me with a sense of dread. If I do something that pushes things a little too far, please spam Lorax in the chat, if you wouldn't mind. Next up, we have my favorite word of them all. If I happen to tickle you in a certain way, if I happen to tickle your fancy, you'd be welcome to hit me with a daddy. And lastly, as a suffix to some other words, kuma. And also, you're more than welcome to use this as a means of mentioning when there is a bear. You're more than welcome to use this if you see a bear in a game. I think that would be kind of funny. So if you use the ganba and kuma emoji next to each other, then pretty good, I think. Tasukaru. Very important emoji. Very important indeed. Can't really do without this one. It's pretty important. Pretty important to say whenever I do something that you like. You can either hit me with a Tasukaru, you can hit me with a daddy, you can hit me with all sorts of different things. And now, with the word emojis out of the way, it's time to move on to the face emojis, which I think, one of the first ones that I think it's been heavily requested. Me love. Me love. I think this one is pretty important. I like this one quite a lot. If you want to show some love, you can go ahead and use this one. I like it a lot. And, well, I mean, I relate to this guy quite specifically because I feel a good, tremendous sense of love as well. Next up, sort of in the similar theme, but maybe a little more sussy. If you ever want to give me a kiss, or if you're trying to comment on the fact that I've given you a kiss, you have me puckering my lips and giving you a lovely little kissy. Mwah. And following the kissy emoji, we have a fan favorite character, now available in permanent emote form. It's Box Tenshi! He's available to use and to put in chat whenever you would like. So if you miss the Lord our Father, then you can pop him in here whenever you would like. I feel very flattered that I've been able to be immortalized as an emoji, and certainly, well, I think it bears quite a lovely likeness, don't you? I'm only here for a little while, but thank you for having me. Next of all, we have one of my favorites. The KEKW emoji. We haven't had a strict laughing emoji, so you can consider this one a combination of 101 or just any kind of laughing emoji. They all sort of roll into this one so that we can all agree on which laughing emoji to use. Following up, we have another fan favorite character almost. Voxic! Whenever I get pissed off at video games, or if ever you're pissed off with me, you can use this one. There's Ray Twain, he says Voxic. I like this one, it's cute. Really captures how scary I can be sometimes. Thereafter, Now, I want you to really prepare yourselves for this next one. I gave Chica a very strange prompt for this one. And holy fuck, did she ever deliver. This is bearing a staggering resemblance to Mr. Orson Welles, is at the exact frame that he utters that iconic phrase. I really can't get enough of this one. The French always been celebrated for its excellence, and now I and Orson Welles, we have the love child of Orson Welles and myself, permanently preserved in. So if ever I can't stop saying, we have this. This next one is really cute. Head pats. If ever I've been a good boy, and I deserve a little pat on the head. If I'm feeling a little... Maybe if I'm feeling upset and you want to cheer me up, you can give me some pats on the head. Wow, you guys are spamming these emojis. That makes me feel pretty happy. And, sort of an ASMR special, we have one inspired mostly by our good friend Officer Akuma. Miss Slap. If ever you need to comment on the fact that I'm smacking the shit out of you, for whatever reason, Miss Slap is a good one. I also think it sort of doubles as with the onigiri bonk emoji, so you might be able to pair them up. You might be able to pair them up in a fun way. So that might be all right. That might be all right. After that, oh, we've got a very good one. A lot of other members of Niji Sanji have similar emoji. This one is my take on it. Micope. There's going to be a lot of coping in this stream. There's going to be a lot of coping, and you'll see why in a bit. I still have Barbara in my lap. I'm just going to give him a little hug. Micope. If ever I'm making up some elaborate excuse for why I'm fucking up in a game, or maybe, you know, certain other reasons. Certain other reasons you can, well, you know what it's fucking for, don't you? Next up, we have an emoji I imagine I'll be using a lot of. Me lost. Me lost. If I can't solve a puzzle, or if I can't find my way home, me lost. This one works really, really well. The big red question mark just, it sums it up pretty well. I like it a lot. And now, you know, pretty self-explanatory. Not really much need to explain this one. Now, we have another one that's been highly requested. This one is a favorite of a certain clipper we know. This is Akunya. See, the only reason I would think to use it is if I decide to make that strange meow noise. But... meow. Meow. Hello. But I feel like a lot of people think I exhibit some cat-like behaviors, so if you ever want to accuse me of being an Akunya, then you're more than welcome to. Alright. If you want to use the Akunya emoji, you've got to get a membership. Nya? There you go. Next up. She's a fan favorite character. We all know her. We all love her. We all really desperately want to bed her. It's Voxan. Immortalized in crystal so that her youthful beauty will never age. Incredible. I mean, being a demon like me, she is also crystallized in a beautiful young form no matter how old she gets, but you know, it doesn't hurt to have her immortalized in this way as well. You can never be too immortal, that's what I always say. Following up, we have me drunk. If I'm drunk on stream, as I imagine I am often, or I imagine I am, or I imagine I would like to be more often. And next of all is another favorite of mine. Personally a favorite of mine. We have, I guess, Akunya 2.0. Hee hee. If ever, I think this one is for if there's ever a little bit of tomfoolery, a little bit of scumfuckery, a little bit of rat bastard prankster energy going on. Normalize being evil and fucked up. Normalize being a little bit of a prankster. A little bit of a mischievous bastard. I think this one works for that. Oh boy, we're getting into some really good territory in a minute. We've shown off so many new ones and we're only about halfway through. Next up. Oh my goodness, my knees. As I am a very old man, sometimes it's good to reflect that with a properly looking old man. This might be one of the most true-to-life depictions of me because it shows how I feel inside. Watching all of these people grow old and die around me does make me feel old sometimes when you remember when, you know, I mean, here I am using a triple monitor computer with a Threadripper in it, and I remember when the typewriter was invented. Now, I'm gonna give you all a fair warning. This next one is... I asked for this not knowing how Chica would approach this emoji, and she knocked it out of the fucking park. Me fat boy. Holy shit, I love him so much. Look at his little arms. Look at his little legs. Look at his tiny, tiny fucking head. This might be one of the best depictions of me I have ever seen. This is me fat boy. This is the fat boy. And I love him terribly. Me chonka. Look at his little face. Next up, a one that's been heavily requested if you'd like to ask to marry me, the bell pepper ring. It's not really much to explain about this, just if you feel like spamming rings, you might as well do so with a ring that's going to work on me, because, like I've said, you give me a bell pepper and you and I are going to fuck on the spot. They taste so good in everything. And, well, you just present me with one of these. Can't really say no, can I? Now, following up, we have a very realistic emoji. We have a very, very true-to-life emoji that I'm really surprised that Chica managed to capture my likeness in this way. Here we have my cake. A real drawing of my real fat fucking ass. This is... just might as well be looking straight at a photograph, you know. Might as well just be staring straight into a mirror that, or like rather a pair of mirrors, one in front and one behind, that shows that, you know, where it shows the behind mirror and I can see my ass in it, and I kind of like flip my Harry up and I'm like, yeah, that's my ass. So yeah, you know, like this is a really true to life emoji, definitely. Let's move on from that. Speaking of tea, me tea. If you're feeling... Hello, mates. If you're feeling like you'd like a little bit of tea, make sure to pop on by and I can... Well, oh, what's the fucking... What's the PG Tips thing? Okay, so in the UK, we have a brand of tea, which is PG Tips, and that's my breakfast tea of choice. And PG Tips, they have a little slogan on the roof, or like on the lid of their big boxes of tea bags, and I think it goes, my door is open, my kettle's on, come on over, it's been too long. I think it's very sweet. So if you want to celebrate that I'm actually hydrating and drinking tea, then be sure to use this one. Next up, this is one for all of you, or rather, if I was one of the people using emojis in chat, this would be one of the ones I'm using. This is for everyone who decides to send me some down bad, deplorable horse fuckery. I'd like to remind you that all of you are currently being monitored for fucking customer service quality control purposes. Every one of you, when you send me something about wanting to get pegged or be or to peg me, something similar along those lines, you're being captured, and everyone will know. So remember, when in doubt, you are being caught in 4K, even though this stream is only in 1080p. Next up, we've got my pink eyes. This is me pink. I really like this one. Sort of a this one almost has like an emoji feedback loop where you use Tascado. You know, you use this emoji and then it summons the Tascado emoji and then things just sort of pile on from there. I really like this one. It's very if I'm feeling smug. Next of all, kind of a niche emoji, but I think it works in some select circumstances. And also, when you have this many emojis, I think having some niche options is good. This is Imvoxter. This is me as a little sussy Amogus boy. I like this one because it applies to more situations than you might think. So, for example, maybe it's while we're playing Amogus, or maybe it's when I'm acting like an Imvoxter in some other game. Maybe I'm stealing shit from someone in Minecraft. Maybe I'm betraying someone in a party game. Maybe I'm doing anything sus. If something sus happens, I think Imvoxter kind of fits. Speaking of sus, this one is a therapeutic emoji for a lot of you, and I'd like to ask that it be used in a very specific manner, if you'll allow me. This is me blue ball. If perhaps, oh, I don't know, at the end of an ASMR stream, perhaps I present you with a, well, you know, if I present you with a circumstance that doesn't really end in the way that you would like, and you're left feeling legs quaking, all, you know, all wet with no towel, then just send me 2 of these, and I'll know that I had the desired effect. Feel free to vent about something terrible that's happened by sending me 2 of these onigiri blue balls. And I promise you that I will see them all and I will still be KEKWing. Okay? Okay. One of my favorites? Mimir. Ah, Mimir. If I ever feel a little bit... PG tip supremacy, abso-fucking-lutely! Yes! Met someone who prefers Tetley once and I stabbed him. That's a lie. That's for legal reasons, that's a joke. You never know how seriously they're going to take that in the UK. But yes, that's if ever I am feeling sleepy or you're telling me to go to sleep or something like that, Mimir is a good option. Following up, we have one sort of similar to the crying emoji that we already have, but we have onigiri offering a lovely Vox Akuma patented tissue box. Perhaps if I'm making you cry, or maybe if I'm crying and you need to soothe me, onigiri can pop along with a little box of tissues, which I think is a really sweet idea for an emoji. And whoever it was of you that came up with that the first time, oh boy, really genius. I'm really happy with this one. Two more. Miss Chef. Oh, that is fucking lovely. Oh my god. And last of all, I think one of my favorites, we have me pants. If you've lost your pants, if I've made you feel a certain type of way, I think a classy gentleman's option of showing that you're wet as the Atlantic Ocean or as hard as the Rock of Gibraltar, perhaps me pants is a good way of telling me.